So the government shut down and I am furloughed. The YouTube algorithm decided I was going to get back into game dev, and I've repeatedly heard to just do it for the joy of creating. Don't do it for money, because frankly, you're not going to make any. And that's fair, considering tons of games don't even get the Steam deposit fee back. But more games get released each year, with many having less than 10 reviews. So solo devs keep trying to pull a profit, despite the experts and data suggesting that it's not going to work.
I mean, these people somehow delude themselves into thinking it might, but... but it might work for us.
Okay, here is the plan. We are going to develop a game for about a year, depending on how long this government shutdown is. And with this schedule and my experience, I'm targeting a $1 to $2 sticker price. And when all is said and done, I hope to make my $100 Steam fee back. That's a lofty goal, but if I pull a profit, that will technically make me a professional, financially viable game developer. After researching Steam games, trends, and reviews in this price range, I'm making a space-themed, survival-style action roguelite game. In this genre, the basic building blocks can be implemented and prototyped quickly. I just need hordes of enemies, a level up system, and some upgrades. The downside here is that it is a very saturated space, so we need to stand out. Tons of great games already appeal to the power fantasy of getting so strong with upgrades that enemies disintegrate in explosions of crunchy effects, with sometimes no input necessary from the player. I'm targeting the other side of the spectrum, where the player does feel more powerful with upgrades, but player skill expression is still needed. Now, it would be smart to make sure the gameplay is actually fun before bothering with visuals, but this is YouTube, so y'all won't watch if it doesn't look at least somewhat decent. So let's grab some open space assets, yoink and paste them into the game. And after playing with Parallax for about 30 minutes, it's still probably hard to convince you this looks good. Unless... Okay, sorry, I don't have the video editing skills to pull that off. Let's get some lo-fi on, we've got some work to do. So while you weren't looking, I also implemented the movement style, which was actually a heavier design decision than it may seem. I played with the classics, more traditional twin stick style and asteroid style movement, but opted for more RTS and MOBA click to move. This movement will also enable more varied weapon upgrades, since skill shots and mouse-based aiming can work like many skills in Dota, and then here is also some League of Legends footage so no one feels left out. To fit the space theme, I have a check to see that the player can only accelerate when facing forward. Also, once you are moving, since there's nothing in space to slow you down, you can turn, allowing some strafing for the combat. This makes the movement feel floaty, but should add more weight towards thoughtful strategic movement compared to just twitch-like reflexes in lots of other types of games in this genre. Alright, so now we need something to dodge and shoot. So I yoinked some of the enemy logic from my last video. The enemies will lightly steer away from each other and attempt to surround the player and avoid clumping together too much. The basic enemy also has a random distance it wants to stay away from the player and will cycle between different states of orbiting, evading, and shooting. I also made this missile launcher enemy. It has some heat seekers that have the same physics-based movement restrictions, which ends up in kind of weaving and dodging between the missiles, being quite fun so far. Here I've also started flirting with the idea of letting the enemies have a friendly fire on, thinking it might be fun to lead these missiles and any other projectiles into other enemies, but I fear if I implement it poorly, it could make the game just seem janky instead of the player feeling skillful. I also added this laser enemy. Just to test if it's fun or not, I have this very obvious telegraph, since I've really liked games where telegraphs are keystones of the combat mechanics. I feel it lends to more complex attack patterns that can be fun to dodge, so I'm experimenting to see if it fits within this game. So with 3 enemies implemented now, I've been tweaking the movement and mechanics, and have been enjoying just dodging and weaving so far. Alright, the last building block I need is a way to level up and get upgrades. I reckon enemy ships dropping scrap, which can be collected and manufactured into parts and upgrades, would be thematically appropriate. So now on death, these enemy ships spawn scrap with a little bit of random added drift. Then I added this magnetize effect when the player gets close to collect the scrap. While prototyping, I probably can just play with upgrades in the console to not have to bother with UI. But I hate UI.
Let's go, in and out, 20 minutes adventure.
Now when we level up, this menu opens up, populates with some random item and weapon upgrades, and we can buy things and have it applied to the player. At this point, I'm just antsy to get back to developing the game instead of trying to figure out this whole YouTube and video editing thing. So wish me luck, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your day.